Good day guys, Victifreak here and welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we'll be drawing Ultra Lunala, or at least that's what I think it's called. About 3 days before, at the time of this recording, Nintendo gave us a Pokemon Direct, and in there we were given the 2 new titles of the main series Pokemon games that will be coming out towards the end of this year, and that is Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And in there we were given a new form of Lunala and Solgaleo. It seems that it's gonna be a fusion of Lunala with Necrozma and Solgaleo with Necrozma, kind of like what they did with Black Kyurem and White Kyurem in Black and White 2. So yeah, I'm not sure if they actually announced the names of these forms, but I'm just gonna be going with Ultra Lunala. So yeah, we'll be doing that today, and I might even be the first person on YouTube to make a drawing tutorial of this. I'm not entirely sure, I haven't checked, but I mean that would be pretty cool. So today we'll be coloring in with color pencils, and so as usual we're gonna have our just a pencil, a black outliner, and an eraser, and something different. We're gonna be using as well a blue pen. So here I have my friction erasable blue pen, so we'll be using this pen to outline a few things. Now if you don't have a blue pen, you can use like a blue pencil, that's fine, or maybe you just want to outline a black as well. I mean, that's totally fine, but if you want some extra oomph in your drawing, try to find some blue to outline with. So yeah, I'll be using that pen to outline as well. And here are the 4 main colors. Why I say main is because, well, I'll get onto that later, but first of all we're going to be using just black and white. So this is going to be for the part that looks like it was from the Necrozma, so like the prism like areas. And we also have a blue, so this pencil is a mid-tone blue, and we'll be coloring in a few different tones, but they're not going to be dark, they're going to be fairly light. So there's going to be like a slightly lighter kind of mid-tone blue, and other areas will be like really light blue. And we also have a crimson, so this is gonna be just like a light crimson. This pencil itself is, like I said, with the blue, it's a mid-tone crimson. So if you have a red but not a crimson, that's also totally fine, but if you want to be accurate, you can get a crimson and just use this to color in lightly to get a nice red. And then we have a few more colors. Now this one, these colors, I'm not quite sure how they will end up being used, because they're gonna be used in a very small area. So on the head there's like this triangle that has a bunch of colors inside it, and so there are a few colors in there, and here are all of them, so I'll just go through them. So so we have a dark blue, and we're also going to be using the mid-tone blue that we had before as well. We also have a red, a yellow, an orange, a green, and a dark purple. So yeah, those are all the colors for that triangular part, and it like there are some colors that I don't even know if we'll end up using, because it's such a small area and you might not even have enough space to color in, and you might not even notice that it would be there, some of these colors. So I don't know, we'll just see how that turns out. So alright, let's just start with our sketching. So this one might take a while because this is a little complicated. There's a lot of little details around. So let's see. I think we'll start off with, let's say, we'll start off with the right wing, because that's the biggest area. It's the biggest part of the whole body. So we'll start off with the right wing. So around the middle of the page, I'd say, fairly high around here. We're gonna have just an arch. Yeah, something like that. And we'll just give it some thickness, and it's gonna get thinner on both ends as we keep going. Alright, something like that. That looks pretty good. And let's see. I think we'll start off by just drawing Lunala's main body, because there's just a bunch of stuff that's been stacked on top in this form. So we'll just start off with the main body, and then we'll just start adding elements as we go. So let's see. And with the beginning, this part is fine, but the rest, I think we're gonna draw it fairly lightly, because we're gonna be adding quite a few things on top of it. We're gonna be rubbing some stuff out, so just to make it a little easier in the future, we'll just draw the lines quite lightly. So maybe something like this. It's really hard to tell what it looks like with all this stuff that's been just clunked on top of Lunala. So I think the head would be somewhere around here, maybe. So just in this little gap between the ends of the right wing, or the right wing to us anyway. Alright, and then all the head is hidden as well with all the stuff on top. Okay, this might be a little hard to begin with because there's a lot of stuff that's hidden, but just bear with me, we'll make it somehow. We will make it. Let's see. Now this area, there's gonna be a huge hand, so since most of the bottom of the wing here is hidden, we'll just draw in a huge oval here where the hand will be. So then we don't have to draw what's behind it, because we don't really know actually. Let's see. Around maybe somewhere around here, and of the bottom of the body. So here we're gonna draw like an anchor kind of shape, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna get thinner as we go towards the middle there, and then we're just gonna curve back up. Just connect them back together. And oh yeah, this image, or at least Lunala itself, is kind of leaning towards the left, so it's gonna be tilted a little. So we're gonna have the right bottom of the, I don't know, it's not a foot, but the right side of the anchor shape will be higher than the bottom because it's slightly leaning. Alright, something like that maybe. Yeah, it's gonna look a little smaller because it's further away on the left side. Yeah, something like that. It's not like super accurate, but yeah, I think we might make the hand a little smaller. It's good to fix things up early so it doesn't confuse you later on. Let's see, just draw that in there. And yeah, okay, I think we're okay, I think that's good enough here. Let's see, moving on, gonna have, let's see, let's draw in the body here again. It's really hard to tell what it's like. Just gonna have the arm coming out of, let's see, just continue drawing this a little, maybe around here. Gonna have the arm coming out. This looks really off on the drawing, but when I look at the actual image, it doesn't, like, it looks right. I don't know, it's so hard to tell. Maybe the head is a little too low. I'm gonna make that a little higher. Okay, whatever, that's good enough for now. Let's see, and I'm gonna have the it's like, and we're gonna have its right wing, so this is the left wing to us. So gonna have pretty much the same shape that we have on the end on the right, except it's gonna be lower and slightly smaller because perspective. Alright, I think we're good. Something like this. So yeah, let's try to get the ends of the wing, the tips, like pretty much in line vertically. So yeah, something like that. Alright, next let's see. Alright, since we can't see it, we're gonna add in a few things into the wings. We're just gonna draw this little arch here, and there's gonna be like a diamond shape just on the wing. There's gonna be a few of these, so we'll just draw just like a diamond shape, and there's gonna be another one behind it. Alright, and it's just gonna be another arch, fairly longer this time, and another diamond. Alright, and next, let's see, what can we add in next? I think I'm just gonna make this, I'm gonna make it a little longer. Okay, so, what was I doing again? Alright, okay, so, let's see. We're gonna have another hand. Somewhere around here. Alright, yeah, another big hand. Flatter, more of an oval compared to the right one. And let's see, it's gonna be a line coming out of both hands. Like so. And then it's gonna be almost like, it's almost like an armor-like kind of thing on Lunala's body, and it kind of looks like, I think it's like Necrozma's body, which also kind of looks like a head. It's kind of weird. It almost has like eyes and like a top jaw on it. I don't really know. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna make this come down a little lower. And gonna go a little more vertically. Somewhere around here. I'm gonna come back down. It's gonna make like a V shape. And make this side of the V thicker than the left and higher. Again, perspective. Okay, okay, this is gonna get a little more complicated actually. Let's see, so around here we're gonna have another line coming out. We're gonna have this part coming up around here and then going higher up, and then this part we're gonna have like some jaw-like jagged lines. Almost look like it's like eating at Lunala. Alright, and I'm gonna have this part. I'm gonna have another spike there. It just joins up with that jaw-like feature. Alright, something like that, and let's see. There's also what looks like an eye. It's kind of like an eye there. Yeah, like I said, this really does look like a head of some sort. Alright, and yeah, that looks pretty good. So something like that. Yeah. And let's just fix some stuff up. Oh yeah, I forgot to add another line back there. There we go. Okay, not sure why I said okay twice there. Let's see. We're gonna add the head. Let's draw on the head properly now, because we finished any part that's gonna be touching the head, so we can just go on and add that in. So first of all, there's gonna be a triangle, just like right at the tip of the head, just like that. It's kind of leaning. Okay, and there's gonna be the bottom of the head coming out of somewhere around here, like that. We're gonna have a mouth. It's really hard. I don't really know what the mouth looks like, because I mean, the only image I could find were all fairly low res, so when I zoomed in, it's like blech. So yeah, I'm just kind of guessing what they look like, but I mean, that's also like something really fun to do, so I mean, I'm not really complaining. Alright, I'm gonna have the like moon-like feature on top of Lunala's head. We all know that. That's no different from normal Lunala. Alright, and let's see. I'm gonna make the triangle a little bigger. Okay, and just like a little triangular shape behind there. Let's see. What else? I'm gonna have another line you can barely see. That's gonna be the left side of this thing. I really should be more consistent with what I call left and right. Okay, from now on I'm gonna call right, I'm gonna be saying right and left for Lunala's right and left. So the side that's left to us is going to be Lunala's right, because then I can say Lunala's right hand or right wing and all that. So yeah, let's see. Then I'm gonna have like an eye there, just a glowing eye. So this is just gonna be an outline. This is pretty much the exact same as Lunala's normal eye, except it's just glowing red this time. And then there's gonna be a triangle inside here again. Now this is the area where all those colors that I mentioned before are going to be in. So like I said, yeah, it really is very small, and I don't really know how that's gonna turn out. We're probably not gonna use all of the colors, because I mean, there's barely any space, and even if we do get them in, we'll barely notice them. Okay, something like that, I'd say. Let's see, what shall we do next? Well, let's add in more. I don't know. We'll just do the we'll do its right wing now. So yeah, something like around here. Gonna have a hand. Now this one's gonna be a little tricky. It's just gonna be long and thin fingers coming out of the wing there. Alright, there's only 2 visible fingers in this side. Okay, and let's see. Now there's gonna be the hand coming out of inside. It kind of looks like that head has like a nose, nostrils, and like there's hands coming out of it. It's kind of weird, but I mean, I guess that's how it was designed, so can't really say anything. Okay, so let's draw the hands now. So this one is also gonna be fairly tricky. Gonna have the main shape of the hands. Something like that, I'd say. Looks pretty good. So we'll just draw that, and then we're gonna have some fingers. This is gonna take a bit of trial and error to find the right shape, I think. But hey, let's just go straight into it. Alright, so there's just gonna be 3 fingers, and they're all quite blocky, and they all kind of just look like this, if you know what I mean. They'll just kind of look like that. So we'll just draw those in now, and the more left side, the finger looks straight, and yeah. Alright, so we just have something like that. Looks pretty good. So yeah, there's a few lines in there, so nothing is gonna be smooth in these Necrozma features. Everything is sharp and has just hard edges. So yeah, we're just gonna be, it's just like a hand with just a lot of lines and flat sides, I guess. So yeah, you can just pause there if you want to take a look at that, I guess. Alright, it shouldn't be too tricky, but yeah. Alright, so next, let's see what we can move on to. Let's do a few more things on the wing then. So it's gonna be, let's see, some spiky lines coming out here. Just where the hand starts, or the corner of the little edge of the wing. Not really sure how I could have said that. Yeah, let's just do that. 2 visible spikes and 1 behind that finger there. And this part is gonna continue the line that goes from there and goes back up there. Okay, and let's see, there's gonna be a line that follows the edge of the wing, and let's add in another diamond then. There's gonna be another diamond, fairly big one. This one, let's see. Alright, that looks pretty good. What else? There's gonna be a little line there. Alright, there's another diamond shape there, just behind the hand. Okay. And there's gonna be some like star shapes down here coming from behind the hand. Like that. Alright, let's see what else. There's gonna be some shapes coming out here. So there's gonna be just from the tip of, I'm just gonna call it the tail, just gonna be, just draw a line that goes into the body, and just gonna have a line that gets thinner towards the middle, comes back out from around here, I'd say, and just splits into 2. Okay, let's see. Now we will do the other hand then. One small detail to also keep in mind is with the arm, towards the body, the arm is gonna be slightly thinner, and now we're gonna have the other arm, the other hand I mean. And this one is gonna be, it's gonna look much thinner because the hand is sideways. Again, we're gonna draw the main shape of the hand. Now, part of this diamond will be hidden behind. Alright, something like that. You can rub out the diamond here. And let's draw in the fingers once again. So pretty much the same, except all the fingers are more towards the left, and they will be looking like this, pretty much all of them. Okay, I just realized that I drew the hands too much on the left, so I'm just gonna move it up a little more. Let's draw it in, let's see, maybe somewhere around here. Okay, that looks pretty good. The hand took a while, but I think it turned out alright. And with its right wing, I'm just gonna lower it down a little more, maybe to around there. Alright, and there's gonna be another hand on this wing. So somewhere around here maybe. I have 2 more fingers. And again, it's gonna be some spike-like features on them. And this one is gonna be in line with the diamond here, and it's just gonna be another line between them. Same goes for this one, in line with the diamond down there. And then we're gonna have a star shape, maybe somewhere around here. Another star down here. And around here as well. Except this time you can see a bit of the wing as well. And I'm pretty sure that the 2 more spikes will also be in line, more or less, with the stars this time. Alright, let's see, I think, okay, and now we're gonna add in just a few more details. For example, just a little shape back here. Draw a square behind there, and just another line becomes hidden behind there. And then there's gonna be some spikes, more spikes coming out this time from the back of Lunala. Very thin, almost insect-like spikes. They almost look like insect legs. And there's gonna be some lines between them. Alright, and lastly, or actually not quite lastly, but we're gonna have 3 diamonds on the tail, just sticking out, just like that. Like that. Oh, you might not have seen that while I was doing that, sorry about that. And finally, gonna have some glowing areas on that chest plate like thing. Another eye-like shape down there, and under that there's gonna be, I think, like a triangle. Kinda looks like a triangle. And the same on the other side. Actually, don't draw it on the other V. It actually, I think this like thing here is actually transparent, so that's what it looks like anyway. So make it much smaller. Okay, something like that. That might be a little difficult to see, but yeah, that's what it looks like more or less. Alright, this really is a fairly difficult drawing, or there's also another line behind or under the head, just like that. Oh, it is behind it, but let's draw it under it, and I think that might be it with the sketching. So I think we'll be ready to move on to the outlining now. Alrighty, so have I missed anything? I don't think so. So yeah, we'll be ready to outline now. Now, a few things to keep in mind. There are some things that you don't want to outline. Alright, so we are outlining everything except for a few things, and those are let's see, there's the eye. Don't outline the eye there, as well as the shapes we just drew in, the 4 shapes in there. We don't want to outline those. You can outline the eye thing here though. And let's see, don't outline... Actually, I think you can outline everything else. Yeah. And there are some things that we want to outline, or actually a lot of things that we want to outline with the blue. So that would be anything that's not part of what I assume is Necrozma. So not, if it's not black, then outline it with the blue. So areas we outline with the black would be the hands, the arm, weird chest plate thing, triangle on the face, all the diamonds, the stick coming out from the back, and everything inside those things, except for the eye and those 4 shapes. Yeah, so that's it, and everything else will be outlined with the blue. And as usual, I'm just gonna rub everything out lightly with a pencil so I can easily distinguish what to outline, or what I have outlined and what I haven't. That's a problem. I just realized that that this pen does actually rub out when we go over it with an eraser. So yeah, I just realized that. I'm not sure why I didn't think about that before, and yeah, that's a bit of a problem. So I wonder if I have another blue pen around. Okay, I think I might have to resort to this 3-color pen. There's a blue in there, and pretty sure this won't get rubbed out with eraser. So let's hope this works out then, shall we? It'll be interesting to try. Alright, so I finished outlining, and yeah, I'm not sure if you can tell, but so with the outliner, I mean the blue pen I was going to use, after I realized that I can't use that because it gets rubbed out when I rub out over it, I just took this 3-color pen and I outlined, and the blue is actually very dark. You can barely tell on camera that the pen here was actually blue. It does look black, but it's actually very dark blue. I mean, it was the best thing I could find. Didn't have too much time, so yeah. So now it's gonna let it dry, and like maybe 5 minutes after, I'll rub out all the pencil, and then we can get started on coloring in. Okay, so let's see. First off, so I finished rubbing out all the pencil, and so I think we'll start off by coloring in, or at least drawing in, the eye and the 4 shapes inside the chest plate like thing. So I'm just going to fill in the eye, and we want to make it fairly light, don't darken it too much. Okay, that looks pretty good. And let's see, I think we'll just get this out of the way. Let's draw in the, or at least let's color in what we have inside of the triangle. So let's see, those colors, we're gonna have the purple then. I think a lot of these colors we won't actually use because it's too small for the area, we won't notice. We'll only use the colors that take up a large area. So the purple will just take the top left corner and fill that in a little there. And we'll also get the red, fill the top right corner. And then there's just a bunch of colors. You know, maybe we can, let's just try. So I'm gonna have the mid-tone blue at the top. Underneath that we have the green. And then a tiny bit of dark blue on the left side, right next to the purple. Just gonna darken the purple a little more. And then there's yellow at the right side of the bottom. And then orange on the left side of the bottom. Okay, that's basically what it looks like there. Whatever. Yeah, like I said, you can't notice a lot of the colors in there. Whatever. And now let's move on to the blue then. Let's do the blue. So we're gonna grab our mid-tone blue, and this will take up a lot of the image. The only thing that we'll be using now will be the blue, and the black and the white will just be for a few lines to lighten up. So with the blue, we're gonna be coloring in anything that's not anything that's filled, or I mean anything that's outlined, sorry, I can't speak today, anything outlined with the dark blue, or at least that I outline with the dark blue. So yeah, With the edge of the wings, we're gonna have like a slightly mid-tone, maybe a little lighter mid-tone color, and inside the wings there will be a light blue, and we're gonna leave the hands and the inner edge of the wings and these little lines inside, we'll leave those white. And let's see, the head here, we're gonna have that as the same color as the edge of the wings, and same goes for the stars at the bottom and the bottom of the tail. I can't really call it a tail, I don't really know what you would call it at this point. Also behind there, and the head itself will be the light blue, and the head there as well, and this little part here will be the slightly darker. And yeah, I'll just go, you'll see what I'm talking about, because this might just take too long to say all of. But yeah, let's just say everything is fairly light, nothing's dark. Okay, so I think that would be it with the blue, and so now we're gonna move on to the black. With the blue, there are a few parts where I left slightly lighter, like the star, the left side is lighter than the right, and some areas where it's slightly lighter. You can add that if you like, but not necessary. Now we're gonna do the black. Now with the black, there are going to be some much lighter areas compared to others. There are going to be, for example, the fingers generally, the upper areas, the more left side as well, will be lighter. And there's going to be some darker patches and lighter patches here and there. With the diamonds, the lower halves will be darker. And yeah, there's just going to be some lighter and darker areas. And the only part that will be completely white will be the bottom of this hand here and the bottom of the hand there. Yeah, so don't touch that area. And we'll also be coloring in that triangle on the head. And yeah, so everything else except for the parts of the wings that we haven't colored in will be colored in with the black. Okay, so that's it with the black, and now the very last thing we have to do is that we're going to take our white pencil and we're just going to add in a few lines here and there. So for example, we're going to have some white here. Just going to add in some white lines here and there. Might end up covering quite a few outlines, but that's kind of what we want. So a lot of them will be on the diamond shapes and the hands. Alright, that is a wrap for this drawing tutorial. So, be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And next week, I'll probably, most likely, but can't say for sure, we'll be doing Ultra Sol Galeo. And so if you have any suggestions of Pokemon that you would like me to draw in future drawing tutorials, please let me know in the comment section below. And you can also let me know how your drawing of Ultra Lunala went, and if you would like, you can tweet me your drawing of Ultra Lunala over at my Twitter page at Victifreak, because I love seeing your guys' drawings. And so yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like to keep up to date to my future drawing tutorials, and as usual, I will see all of you beautiful people next time.